home. Could you tell how energy efficient it is or how much heat escapes through the walls? Well, if you could physically see it, perhaps you'd be more likely to do something about it. Well, Simon Gompertz visited a family in Watford in Hertfordshire to take a closer look at its home.
Meet the Popes, Susie and Dennis, also Percy the pug, and their Victorian, we suspect, heat-leaking, inefficient house.
What's your inkling of how well you do on energy?
I think we're pretty poor. I don't really know. I don't compare my bills to other people, but we are quite high.
I suspect we lose a lot of heat out of the windows.
And our boiler's quite ancient.
There are 6.5 million so-called hard-to-treat Victorian-type houses like this one where the heat escapes. And just to show how serious the problem is, I've got Peter Bomfield here from the BRE, the experts, and a thermal imaging camera just to show the heat getting out. So let's have a look.
So what we're seeing is the brighter the colour, so the lighter the colour, the more heat that we're seeing coming out from the building. And the first thing you see is the windows are glowing quite brightly. And what we have here effectively is heat just coming out through the window into the atmosphere, and all that money that you're spending on energy is actually being wasted.
The windows are single glazed and drafty, the walls are one cold skin of brick, hence a gas and electricity bill of nearly £2,200 a year.
So yes, very similar story on the ground floor. You can see again that the windows are glowing very light. You can see where the doorway is as well. You can see wall coming out through the doorway, the arch structure. It's like a storage heater in reverse, if you like. It's taking heat out from the house to the outside rather than retaining it within the building.
This is what heat looks like in the form of cups of tea. And inside, here's a warm cat. Nice orangey yellow in the thermal image. But look behind at the outside wall and windows. They're blue with cold.
So here we see almost a mirror image of what we saw outside. So rather than it being very bright colours and glowing because of heat loss, here you can see the colours are much darker, which is actually showing that the cold from outside is coming into the house.
The verdict: there's too much heat escaping from Susie and Dennis's home, but all is not lost.
So there are a number of options for your house. First is look at your loft, make sure you've got enough loft insulation. Second thing, your boiler. Your boiler's rather ancient, and there are much more efficient models now on the market. Third thing is around your windows, make sure that you've got draft excluders and you're not getting drafts into the room. The fourth thing is think about internal insulation on the external walls, so the walls that are face outside get some insulation inside or perhaps outside.
What the thermal images show is important because old homes account for more than a quarter of all our emissions of carbon dioxide, the main gas blamed for global warming. So cutting the waste could help us deal with the problem and save us money.
Pretty undignified treatment of that family cat, I thought.